All right, guys. Well, welcome everybody to an episode here. Episode 6. It's a little bit different from our typical podcast. We're doing a little audio test here. We just got some new equipment so that you guys can really hear what we want to say, and hopefully you guys enjoy the show. So, new things happening here for 2024. So with me, you guys, I've got AB. Longtime friend, ex-pro player for the NFL. And then we have with us a new guest here, Richie Tran. Richie has a lot of paintball experience. He's currently here coaching
Deadly Defiance.
Mm-hmm. And then more importantly, I think, or maybe not more importantly, but he's also helping us out here at Splat Zone Indoor Paintball. Getting things kind of moving forward, right? Moving forward into the future, right? Of Splat and of the sport of paintball.
Yeah. Great facility. I'm honored to be able to help out. Goal is to keep growing Splat Zone itself.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, dude. I'm really excited to have you here, and slowly but surely the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and looking forward to seeing how this is all going to work out. So, I guess it's been almost a year since our last episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, we're back, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry for the long
hiatus.
Yeah, hiatus.
We were doing a lot of work here, putting together the outdoor field. Finally done and in full swing, I would say. I mean, I think as of the last couple of weeks, the outdoor field has really just taken off. Specifically on Sundays, we're starting to get a lot of people coming out on Saturdays for drills, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, dude.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I was here this past Sunday, and I showed up at 7:25, and 3 cars were already parked waiting, and I let them inside the gate. And I was like, wow, things have changed. Because I remember coming here, and we were waiting for people to pull up. So things are changing.
It's growing. Yeah. Yes, that's the goal. We want to keep getting more people coming in on Sundays, even Saturdays. If you guys want to come out on Saturdays, play some paintball, practice, scrimmage, drills, it's pretty much open to anybody. We are doing bring your own paint starting February every weekend.
Yeah. Every day.
Oh, every day. Yes, correct.
Yeah, right.
Every day.
So we're doing things a little bit different, right? We are doing bring your own paint every day. We are a Valken sponsored field.
Mm-hmm.
So we do provide Valken paint. We are working on making sure that you guys have the best quality Valken paintball that we can bring in, and hopefully that'll help us out. I know that our home team, Houston Rampage, is shooting the Valken for the events that they can, right? Because I think USXBL, I think we're playing those.
Yeah,
it's a GI events.
Mm-hmm.
But our NXL and then any other things that we can play that are that we're able to shoot Valken, then we definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
AB, tell us a little bit about your training program. I know that you've been working on a kids program, right?
Yeah, man. So this training program I'm putting together, it basically focuses on reskilling and upskilling players, taking them from where they are, but really taking them a couple of steps back so they can realize where they can make the biggest improvements. And like stability training, jump training, just like training that they've overlooked in the past. Because with sports, you can't just overlook the small things, because that's really going to separate you from, the rest of everybody else.
Separate you from the pack. Yeah.
So a lot of, skill training, learning how to catch a ball properly, knowing how to balance, knowing how to jump properly, knowing how to run, the running mechanics, all those things play a huge role when you get out there on the field. You want to play so fast, but your body cannot perform the movements correctly. And, a lot of players get hurt. And I've just seen it so much. So now here at Splat, everyone coming in, I see that they don't have those type of skills. So I just take them back a step and show them what they're missing. And you'd be surprised, from young kids to older men, not able to do, simple ladder drills, but they're playing, they're playing against professional paintball players, but they can't do a simple, ladder drill. And my job is to basically teach them more about their weaknesses so they can see and evolve them into a better player.
That's good. That's good. And you're working, I mean, we kind of use your skill base and your skill set here for paintball specifically, but you do train other sports, right? Basketball.
Yeah, I trained basketball, football, track. Those were my sports that I played in high school, and I got drafted to the NFL and stuff like that. Being here at Splat, it's a little different because I'm still getting used to the sport of paintball. And what I have to do as a trainer myself, I have to look at the mechanics and the skills that players have and try to see where I can fit in my training expertise and help them blossom into a better paintball player. Even me not having no experience playing paintball, I still can close that gap for them where they may be lacking.
Yeah.
So cardio is a big play.
Oh, that's the biggest play. If if you're not in shape, you can't perform.
Exactly.
'Cause as soon as you get tired, you're going to get lazy, right? Your skills are going to go down.
Yeah.
Technique is going to suffer, and you're going to lose.
Yeah.
So getting in shape is the most important thing for all athletes.
Your decision making.
Yeah, you're able to think clear, with a, endurance body, you don't have to worry about, oh man, I'm so tired. I don't want to move, or I'm not going to be able to make that move because I'm so tired. You can think much faster, much more clear, so you can be more precise on the field. Yeah.
So that's almost what my training is like. I make you train with the gun. You're always doing cardio. You're also shooting as you're doing that and thinking at the same time. So I think me and you working together, I can teach you that stuff, and you can actually teach players the high caliber cardio.
I second that, Richie. Basically, what you just said was what I'm trying to do with the players. Practice with your gun in your hand while you do these drills that you're not doing out there.
Exactly.
So like we balance on one leg, but aiming with the gun, doing agility training with the gun in your hand. So you know how to move without looking at the ground with your eye downfield. You know what I mean? With the gun in your hand.
Exactly. That's something we can work together, and then maybe you can implement.
Absolutely, man.
Your training.
Yeah. So Richie, tell us a little bit about your history. I mean, I've known a little bit about what you did in the past. I know you came here from Boston.
So it's Worcester next to Boston. So Worcester's like it's spelled out Worcester, but we don't pronounce our R.
Okay, so you like the Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, so we don't pronounce our R, so it's called Worcester.
Okay. So Worcester.
So I grew up there playing pretty much locally. I found a store originally called Friendly Fire. It was owned by Dave Painter and Kurt and a few other people that became 187 Crew Pro Team. Okay. So I went in there, started, I bought a gun. I bought a bad gun, like a really bad gun. And I always had to get the fix. So Kurt, really felt bad for me because I would go there every weekend. My gun's not working. And he just worked on it. And then another weekend, same thing. So he felt bad for me. He goes, you know what? If you buy a gun from me, so I stopped working on this gun, I will sponsor you for 2 years. Okay. So I was like, okay, give me that gun. And ever since then, he sponsored me. No matter whatever tournament I went to, I lost. Oh, okay. I lost every point, last place, got and Kurt kept going, you know what? No, keep playing. So through him, he got me to go, how bad I am. It's like, do you like losing or do you like winning? And I was like, I want to win. I don't want to lose. He goes, okay, then start training. So he goes, what he told me was, no matter who you play across the field, if they're pros, amateurs, walk-ons, and newbies like you, play them all. If they beat you up, find out how they beat you up and then try to fix it that way.
Try to fix it.
Like he wasn't like a coach, but he was a guy that, loved paintball because he's been in the industry for years. And he goes, then ever since then, my first year playing, I was sponsored for no reason. Yeah. So I was like, because I was spending so much money picking. That
didn't blow up your head or anything.
No. But then after that 2 years of him sponsoring me, he said, all right, now you have to earn it. And I was like, earn it? I'm so used to you paying for me. He said, you got to earn it. Like now I want you to enter a tournament. You got to place top 3 or I'm not paying for you. And if you don't place top 3, you have to pay me. I was like, what do you pay you? He's like, you got to pay me for the entry. So if it's $300 entry, you're paying me, but you don't make top 3. Okay. So 2 years, I was paying him. Yeah. So, that got you pretty going pretty quick though, right? Yeah. And then since then, so I made a bunch of friends. So I played with Max Trailer, which was on 187 Crew. Nick Laval now is on Impact. Okay, yeah. And a bunch of other guys that went pro and out and in and out. Okay. But so I was always overweight. Like I was at that time, I think I was 180 at 18 years old.
Okay.
So I was still pretty big, but I started winning tournaments because I just played every weekend, learning from who I can learn from. And then I worked for a paintball store I helped the paintball store called X-Fire Paintball.
X-Fire. Okay.
So Kyle would have me work, like do little things here weekends, but I wasn't officially working there yet. But, I was learning all that stuff. And then I went to Master Hobbies Factory, which is like a little RC store.
Okay.
So he was the one that actually sponsored me completely. Like when we started winning, we got magazines and all that stuff. So he gave us full rides, like free paint, free guns, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then helping him growing his paintball side, which was an RC store. And then after that, I played for 5 years with him. And then that's how I got Nick and them to join that team.
Okay.
And then I left and I handed the team over to those guys.
Gotcha.
And then they were already Friendly Fire and then turned 187.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Houston.
What year did you move to Houston?
2000. So it was back and forth. 2003 was the first time I came down here. I lived there for 2 years. Played a little paintball here with Tanks Paintball. I think 2000. Then what was he at? Was he at Hockley or was he at Katy yet?
Hockley, I feel like he didn't go to Katy on West Green until like 2002. I feel like something like that.
Yeah. So I met Tank and Matt Jackson and John Jackson. Then I went back up north. Lived there again for 3 years, and then I started working for Playboy's Paintball, which is a giant indoor air hockey field.
Indoor air hockey field.
So and
they turned it into a paintball.
So they had extra soccer fields outside because indoor air hockey, soccer, and baseball.
Indoor air hockey?
Mm-hmm. Like those.
Ice hockey.
No. The girls one with the use little sticks. I forgot what it was called. Field hockey.
Field hockey?
It was field hockey. So
okay.
So it's indoor field hockey, soccer, and then baseball.
So you were did you play or no? But they were on their feet when they were running around or what? So it was on their feet, not like on skates or
no, just on feet.
Okay.
So it was just like it was technically used for soccer, but it was mostly during the time when the owner goes, I want to do a paintball field. Yeah. And my buddy that was working there is like, well, we can open a paintball field, and all of it, he got 6 random kids that play paintball. I said, let's open a paintball field. Yeah, and we're like, okay. So we opened the paintball field, and then it worked out for 5 years, but the money wasn't coming in because what happens is the parking spots were limited. So we had to choose between the soccer or baseball or over paintball. So when paintball people show up, he goes, well, parking's not here, so I'm sorry, guys. We're going to have to shut down paintball for these guys. Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. I guess that's a good problem to have, but it's hard for an established sport such as soccer, I guess, to compete with.
Because he was making millions of dollars a year from that. Yeah. And then paintball was bringing him extra. So paintball was bringing him extra cash on the dead days. Yeah. And then he was like that. And then after that, I started coaching because, I had knee injuries and stuff like that. And I started coaching teams and then winning with those teams. And then I moved back here and then I built a team, started winning down here with a team called Reckless Intentions back in the day. Okay. So I built up my little cousins and his friends, like brand new kids, never played before. Yeah. First season, win first place the whole season.
Hey, okay. That's what I like to
hear. So then they win the whole season and then we played one NXL, given there was like 4 or 5, I think it was 5 teams to sign up for when D4 first started. Okay. So it's like 3 or 4 teams, and then we won that too. His first year playing NXL Nationals. National. His first national event. And then we played a bunch of locals winning first, second all the time. Yeah. And then I went to Pro Edge, and then Pro Edge with Pro Edge, I built a Pro Edge team, top 4 all the time. Yeah. And then after that, it's just now I took a 2-year break, and then I'm back with Deadly Defiance because Jay Bird asked me to come work here, and then I talked to Deadly Defiance and like, hey, this coach, since you're back. Yeah. That's good, man. Well, no, we're happy to have you back. And I know that Richie, you had a lot to do with the Houston, Texas Paintball Series. Yes. We don't have Dave here, but Dave is the counterpart to that. But that was a much needed league here in Houston, right? There wasn't really anything. The last thing that I remember was a Houston Rookie League. Yes. HRL from Tank was a great league. HRL. Yeah. And then HPL. I think that was John's thing for a year or two. And he sold it. And then we took over. We decided to make a league. We wanted to buy HPL. The name. The Houston Paintball League. But the owner didn't want to sell it to us. So, and I was thinking when I was thinking of this league, I was thinking to myself, like, what can I do to improve Houston Paintball.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's start a league. And I was talking to Kyle Soros, and then I talked to Dave. I was like, let's just build a league.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to buy HPL, and the guy was like, no, we're still running it, whatever. And then, in my opinion, that league was kind of going down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, let's just make a name. And
Yeah.
we thought, like, I was sitting there like, Houston, Texas Paintball Series.
Yeah.
They're like, that name's too long, too tongue twisty. Like, you can't say that. HTTPS. When you first did it, HTTPS is hard to say, right?
What do you think? HTTPS? You like it?
HTTPS.
Yeah, that's the name we came up
Texas
with.
Paintball Series.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah, like everybody's saying, "Oh, that name's too hard." Like, we'll make this name big.
Yeah.
So, like, the first year we did it, like, I think it was the first season we did trophies.
Uh-huh.
Like anybody did, and it started growing. And what helped was that I was working at Pro Edge at the time,
Uh-huh.
and we were promoting to there, like, hey, if there's a new 3-man league, you guys want to try it out? Blah blah blah. So we got first event, we think we got 8 or 10 teams.
Uh-huh.
Second event got better, 15. Third event almost sold out.
Yeah.
Then I brought in Johnny Dang rings.
Mm.
So I was like, let's do season prize when I get Johnny Dang rings.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Oh, that's right.
So we couldn't.
Right.
So we couldn't do the season prize. So we did a champion series. So whoever won the champion series got the rings.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm.
That was around the time that we started Splat, basically. In 2019, was when we started like the whole process of finding the building and
Mhm.
doing all that. And then we submitted our blueprints, and then COVID
Yeah.
shut everything down.
Yeah.
We couldn't get our permits. We were just sitting here for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
AB was actually here with me
Yeah, I remember.
when we first got the keys to this place. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we came in here. It was nothing in here. It was just dirt and empty shell. And we were in here working out. We were working out.
Metal beams.
Oh yeah.
Cold.
we had put up the shop lights.
Yeah.
You remember
shop lights?
Yeah, we took extension cords and ran shop lights, and
Uh-huh.
there's probably even video of that like around.
I got some video on my iPad of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was
Jelly Bar Room.
I'm telling you, dude, like we were doing this. This was kind of when Gangster was still putting together a team. Well, Gangster's always putting together a team, but we had a decent group of guys coming out,
Mhm.
and there was a couple of guys that we recruited from like TXR and stuff, and we would show up and work there. So it was funny because I would be here all day working in construction, like trying to get stuff built and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then at like 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock, whatever, we'd shut down, and then I'd start throwing down sweeping compound and then sweep everything because we would try to get it clean.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could run drills and cut and stuff, because otherwise you would slip, right? Because there's so much dust on the floor.
Yeah.
And we did that for a little while, and then, like all good things, right? They come to an end.
Exactly.
But now we got the turf, and it's nice, dude.
It's legit.
It's legit.
It's legit.
People really enjoy the training aspect of it. Well, tonight, every Tuesday night, we do yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. It's injury prevention and mobility. That's what it's kind of geared toward. You did the class today, right?
Yeah, I did the class. First time doing the class with Tess, right?
Tessa. Yeah,
Tessa. And
Tessera.
She's nice.
Yeah.
And very easy to understand. And none of the movements were difficult, although I did feel pain in some areas like the hip and my shoulder. And these are all injuries from football, but I was able to really kind of see, how I feel in these different positions. And I realized I'm banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
My hip, but definitely doing some big things at Splat. We got yoga. I'm training athletes.
Well, re-up, right?
Yeah,
Re-up athletics.
Yeah. And basically you can come here and get it all. And that's what your whole approach is. Come here, establish yourself, and learn how to become an elite paintball player.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So how does your program work? Is it like a couple of classes a week, or is it?
Normally, I like to do 3 a week.
3 a week.
And give athletes rest, because I believe in safety first.
Yeah.
But basically, my approach is, like I said, assessing the athlete first, putting them through a series of tests to see where they are, how's their cardiovascular system, how's their strength, you know, can they jump, can they land properly, you know, because all of these things make a huge difference out there on the field. Because when you're playing, you're not really thinking, you just want to play.
Exactly.
Right. So to be able to slow everything down, you have to critique every little thing first.
Gotcha.
You know, just like I tell a lot of parents who are so ready to put their children in sports, they're not realizing that it's easy to play a sport and mimic what everybody else does.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But when that's all you can do, you really can't separate yourself from the competition. You have to do things a certain way.
Right.
And these young players want to play so soon, so fast, they're overstepping some rules to this thing. Right? And it ends up costing them later on in their life where they don't have the right balance of strength. You know, they don't know how to stabilize when they're running, you know, and in football, you know, you see a lot of ACL injuries, you know, and all that is just a poor combination of strength between the front leg and the back leg, you know, but when you do all squats all your life and you neglect your hamstrings, you're going to run into some problems. So my job is, like I said, to identify that and show them where they're missing the missing link so they can get that aha moment and, you know, capitalize and really take off, you know, and upskill themselves.
So like if somebody wanted to sign up or find you, how would they find you?
They can find me on Upskill Athletics. Or you can call me by my cell phone number. That's 713-338.
No. We can't, you know, put that out there, right? Everybody and their mom was going to call you. I guess that's a good thing. Everybody call.
But, yeah, man, this place, Splat, has definitely, and like I said, I'm still new to paintball. You know, I've grown to learn to love it because I see a lot of players like paintball. And from my experience with no experience as a paintball player, I see where they're lacking, you know, and they don't see it because they just are focused on, you know, playing sport. So I think it's the best combination in Houston right now, you know. I
think originally Rich Telford was the first one to get a trainer to start training cardio. And
really?
So like if you ever watched the movie Obsessive, so
what is it? Hero for a Day?
Hero for a Day. So he's the first one to hire a professional coach, like a athletic trainer, to do what AB's doing for the pro team.
For the pro team, really?
Yeah, he was very first.
Because I didn't think many people were doing it.
They weren't.
I know. Like Dynasty has their G2 program
now. I think
that now, like this is recent, right? Within the past couple of years, I think, maybe like a year and a half to 2 years that I've seen it pop off. But that's really it that I know of, right? Yeah. And so that's one of the things that I feel like, well, you know, AB and I have been friends since sixth grade. Junior high, right? Yeah, junior high. So we go back to riding bikes and beepers, bro.
The first Halo. The first Halo. Yeah.
The first Halo with the pistol. 3 shots. Pop, pop. Dude, that was my favorite. We remember we used to do we would do like the LAN parties like everybody else. You know.
But we were
do you still game or are you
I still game. I'm more a party game. Like I'm playing Tekken 8, which was released 2 days ago.
Okay. I've been seeing that on YouTube. Commercials. Is it good?
It's good if you like that type of game. Cause
I mean, I'm a PlayStation guy, you know, but Tekken was my first.
Who'd you use?
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce? Oh,
Bruce and Paul.
Oh, nice. Oh, Paul. Yeah, I use Paul.
Yeah. And I don't think Eddie was on the first Tekken.
No, he wasn't. I think he was in second or third.
I think he was on the third.
Third, yeah.
And they start bringing characters, and Tekken it's crazy. Like from the first PlayStation Tekken to now, it's like wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're here now.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know?
It's been a while since I looked at video. Like I have a PlayStation. What's the newest one out? 5. I have a 4.
Yeah.
That I bought after the 5 came out.
Hey, man.
I was like, hey, I got my deal. I got my $200 PlayStation. But I remember checking the first one. It was like basically blocks. Right? Like, and then I haven't even seen. Is the graphics pretty good?
It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Like it's sharp. It's shiny. It's just the newest thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, like Tekken is more technique. So like everything matters. So if you do a combo, you drop it, then you get punished for it. Yeah. So.
See, yeah. So I remember doing those like 24 button combinations. I remember that. So now it's like they make you pay if you don't know how to play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no. So this new one, they're making it easier for kids that don't know Tekken. So there is a button where you just press certain buttons, it does a combo for you. But you have that option, or you want to go main technique where you turn it off and you're still using the 20 button combos. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
My combos came in Killer Instinct.
Oh, Killer Instinct was crazy.
Dude, I love Killer Instinct, dude. Yeah. The fire guy, whatever.
Torture. I can't remember.
I think it's Cinder.
Is it Cinder?
And then Saberwolf.
Yeah.
That was my first dog's name, bro. Saberwolf. I love that game so much. Yeah.
I played Orchid and I played Jago.
I never heard of either one of those.
Jago was the ninja.
Ninja with the sword.
Bro, Jago,
that's not. The character.
Spinal was good. So it was good.
Oh, Spinal was the skeleton with the pirate sword, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't stand that guy.
And Full Gore.
Full Gore is good. I like Full Gore. I like Orchard because I was hitting like 80 hit combos.
Which one's Orchard? Which one?
Girl with the stick.
She's the girl with the stick. The short dress.
Girls with sticks, bro. I just remember. I remember.
You stay away from
Katana, bro. No, I remember Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Dude. That was my jam, dude. She was my crush, bro.
Not Melina.
No. It was Katana for sure.
No, but Richie, like you were saying earlier, man, like how everything has evolved.
Yeah.
And like you just said, they make it to where it's easy for young players to adapt to these harder games.
Exactly, yeah.
And like you said, with the sports, we got a lot of young athletes who just want to sign up, right? But they don't want to invest themselves.
Exactly.
They don't want to put that personal factor into the game, and they expect just to say, "Oh, I did it."
It's like instant gratification is what's happening.
Yeah. And we have to reverse that idea, man, because it's not gonna do anything for you in the real world.
I think to be honest, the reason why that started, I think, is back in early 2010s when everybody got trophies at Little League.
The participation.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest mistake we ever did. Because
as a society.
Yeah, because mom wants a little Billy, he, even though he's played, he needs to have a trophy so he doesn't go home crying. Like,
right.
I think that should have been taught and kept. Like, you have to earn the wins, you have to earn the prizes, and that's what HPS was originally started for. When I said top 3 gets prizes, not top 4, not top 8, not top 10. It's top 3.
It should always be top 3.
Yeah,
gold, silver.
What about 4th place, dude? 4th place.
No. That's why HPS was built on that type of ground. Like, when you play this league, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how.
No, I say 4th place, dude, because I got a lot of 4th place in my life.
But it gives you. So that tells you in between. Like, do you still have the hunger to compete, or do you give up that?
No, yeah. I mean, you got to keep going, dude. You got to keep going, and that's yeah.
But I think I'm not saying I'm blaming the parents, but the parents play a vital role in the success of their children. Because for example, if a parent has a child who wants to participate in sport, right, and the child doesn't have the right skills to really make an impact. Well, the parent will complain, right, because they want their child to feel better.
Exactly. Yeah.
But and the coach, has to do something about that, right?
Yeah.
If he wants to continue on his organization,
exactly, yeah.
He has to make everyone happy, and too much of that is a bad thing.
Exactly.
So that's where we lost the connection between, we have to be winners first.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't like second place, even though there has to be a second place. Let's all fight to be winners.
Exactly. And I think so that's what I'm saying. Like, the issue is, like, now when they, like, the young kids are so used to, even though I'm not doing anything, I'm earning something. Now, when they go into the real world as adults, they don't see that.
Yeah.
Why am I working? I'm working 40 hours. Why am my check this low? Well, what did you do to earn more money?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I see this. Don't expect to get paid for the work that you didn't do, or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Or you're only, what is it? Hold on. You're only going to get paid. Oh man, that's
the work you do.
Yeah, you paid what you're worth. Is what technically saying. Right? You pay what you're worth.
Well, work. No, okay. It says do more. Do more.
Yeah.
It says do more than what you are paid to do, or you'll never get paid more than what you're paid or something like that. It's but basically saying like, if you just come and show up and do the bare minimum every time, you're going to get paid what you get paid. Right. And you're never going to break out of that shell. Nobody's going to say, oh, you know what? This guy is showing up and going that extra step, doing the above and beyond. And then you're like, okay, well, let me get this guy raised. Right.
Yeah.
So just like in professional sports, right? If you want a bigger check, you're going to have to do something productive on the team.
Exactly.
To either want more fans to come and watch you play.
Yeah.
Right. Which would garner more money to the organization, which they would want to pay you, because without you performing the way you are, they wouldn't have any success.
Yeah. FTC.
But, right. So, like you said, in the real world, that's how you get another contract, right? In professional sports. You have to, in baseball, you have to hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
In football, you have to score points or stop the team from scoring. In basketball, you got to score points, right?
Yeah.
You just can't show up and say, I play basketball and expect to get a check.
Exactly.
Right? Because they'll weed you out, because everybody wants to play, right? So if everybody wants to play, the competition is going to go up.
Exactly.
Right? So if competition goes up, you have to realize you got to step your game up.
Exactly.
Right? You don't step your game up, you get weeded out, you know, and that's in the real world. That's even in animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Right? The right survival of the fittest, right?
So Animal King is the prime example, right? Because they don't do that. You know, there's no, you're weak, we're gonna let you eat. You know?
Yeah, we're like, oh, here, come here.
Yeah.
Dude, I seen.
Let me get you my scraps.
I seen this one. I have my children watch the National Geographic channel a lot, right? And I like watching birds and lions, right? And there's this one episode where this lion, it was hungry. I guess like the documentary was like following this lion around and saying that like it hadn't eaten like a week.
Yeah.
Right. And it had like captured on video it taking down this boar. Right. Okay. But the boar, right before it took it down, the boar caught it in his ribs. Right. Oh, wow. But it made the kill. So it drags the dead boar back over into its place. And then out of nowhere, you see a pack of hyenas.
Oh man.
Took it from him. And it's just like, man.
Yeah.
This tiger, the lion is still hungry, but in the jungle, that's just what it is. You're not
gonna go tell the principal, bro.
You're not able to, if you can't protect what you have, it's going to get taken from you, man. You know?
Yeah.
And, I think that killer instinct mindset needs to be, refreshing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's because a lot of parents are now just, like that grew up either not being protected by what are bullies, right? So bullying was the big issue with the new generation. So I think now they don't want bullying happening. So that's why the parents are more protective and always want the kids to get everything. And it's like, not like, I guess what all parents do is want to give what they never had.
Yeah.
So the parents are going overboard now, but they need to go back to the mother bird thing. When a bird's ready to fly, the parents let it fly. If it doesn't fly, well, you know, it is what it is. Like the mom knows if you can't fly, then you got, you know, that's the end. So I think we need to go kind of not back to let your kid die, but teach them how to earn.
Don't let the kid die.
But you get what I'm saying? Like you have to go out because your mom's like given some parents will let you live under the roof forever. But sometimes when you get older, you got to go out and find your own food. Right.
Yeah.
So your mom's not going to feed you the rest of your life. Like I've seen so many TikToks nowadays. Like I want to sue my parents. I didn't want to be born, so I'm gonna sue them. Now I'm old. I have to go to work. Like, you ever seen those TikToks?
I've heard of cases in the past where this one guy sued his parents for having him without his permission.
Yeah, the girl's doing that video now where she goes, "I'm suing my parents because now I have to move out of my house. I have to go to work. I didn't want to be born.
I didn't even ask to be here.
I didn't ask to be here. Now I have to work. I'm suing them."
That is insane. Yeah. Well, I've got 3 tiny kids, right? And I think it starts at that age, right? Like you have to let the kids struggle, right? Yeah. You see them trying to push a basket through the doorway and they're stuck and they start to get frustrated. Like, don't run over there and help them. And, just let them figure it out. Be like, hey, what are you doing wrong? Or how can you move it from somebody, somewhere else, and give them like some sort of guidance, but not necessarily do it for them. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of times we run into as adults with the kids, is that we tend to like over help sometimes.
Yeah. Not me with my baby. I let them struggle.
There you go.
That's the only way they can learn.
Exactly.
You know, they have to be. It's okay to get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
You got to harness that frustration and realize where you're making the mistake.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's okay.
And that's how they learn, right?
And that's how they learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, if they able to realize their mess up, they don't need you anymore, right? And that's what you want. You want an independent, right? Self-sufficient, right? Son or daughter to be able to take care of themselves when adversity strikes.
Exactly.
Right? Because you can't save them all the time. Because nobody's saving mom and dad. Right? If they get, released from their job of work or fired, who do they have to rely on? They have to figure it out.
Exactly.
Right? And it's okay, but you have to continue on and figure it out.
Exactly. And I think, that's going on like now, like all sports, like paintball's one of the things. Like I have some parents, like when I was part of the HPS league, like, well, my boy, did this and that. Why didn't he get this? I was like, that's not how it works. Your kid's got to win or, they lose. There's no in between. Like, we can't give you a prize just to show up. I think you support the league.
Here's an HTPS line here, dude. Enjoy that.
No, we do give out like, during like the lunches, we toss prizes and stuff. But what I'm saying is like, you can't just get a trophy just for playing. Like, I'm still from that generation that you have to earn it. If you don't earn it, we can't give it to you. Like, I don't feel right giving you something that you didn't earn.
I think we're getting back to that though.
Yeah.
I think as a society, we are getting back to that slowly. And there's enough people that are kind of seeing the writing on the wall and being like, okay, maybe we don't need to give everybody a trophy. Maybe we do need to make these kids earn what they're getting and stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny because we have a team here sponsored through Splat, and we had one of the representatives. You remember the guy came in. I'm not going to name any names or anything to hurt anybody's feelings, but it was coming through, and he was just talking about how it's like babysitting, right? And these are adults playing on an adult team. And he's sitting there saying, he's having to chase people down to get money and asking them just to show up to practice and so on and so forth. And, and these kids, people put a lot of money into their equipment and everything that they put into, but then they turn around and don't put forth the effort,
Well, that comes down to, again, they want to be part of something, but not putting the work. That's the issue.
And see, that goes back to how I train, right? You just want to play the sport, but don't realize where you need to make your improvement, right? And, it's hard to be good because everybody wants to be good.
So I think one of the issues, like they see, I can be just good as him, but they don't know how much work that person put in.
Right.
It's like using Jordan. He played basketball every day. I heard 10, 12 hours a day right after school to nighttime. His dad, like I watched, I think it was an interview with Jordan explaining how much he worked to be where he was. And then Kobe was the same thing.
Kobe,
Kobe was a dog, man. Yeah, he worked. Work.
Yeah. So like they don't see how much work those pros put in, and then as you as well, like for you to earn your spot in the pro NFL league, you had to put a lot of work in yourself, right?
I mean, no quitting.
Yeah.
Right. I broke my ankle, broke my hand, still coming back.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the grit I have.
Yeah.
The love for one. I love myself enough to keep going and not quit.
Yeah.
And I believe in myself, right? And I believe I can achieve what the next man has, right?
Yeah.
And even though things get hard, they may be stronger, but I still believe in myself. And that's where it starts, man, in the mind.
Yeah.
Right. If athletes, especially young athletes, they have to understand it's all here first in the mind.
Yeah.
Right. You can create your own world in your mind, but you have to walk it.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody's just going to make the world for you you to just be in just grand world. No, you have to create like Legos.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to build your world.
Yeah.
And once you realize that, I'm the builder of my own world, I can really do and perform and do what I want. Then you really want to harness that power that you have, that intrinsic power that you have to say, okay, well, what else can I do to be good?
Yeah.
Right. Where am I lacking so I can be better? Right. And I don't think enough players on both sides of the sport, both sides of the ball.
Yeah. It's
both sides of the 50.
Yeah. It's the drive they're missing.
Yeah.
The heart, the drive. Like that's why I tell my team now, like I can bring you to top 4. Like I told Deadly Defiance, I can bring you to top 4, but taking that first is how much heart and how much drive you guys have. Because I can't win first place for you. You guys are on the field. Right. You guys gotta want to win that first place.
Yeah. They gotta show up. They gotta put in the work. They gotta do the drills. They gotta
And then
wake up early. They got to stay up.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
You got to live the life
Mhm.
of what you want.
Exactly.
Right. You have to, like I tell my athletes now, like all my young athletes, I call them all professional athletes because they have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
They play sports and they go to school.
Mhm.
So if this is your job, be good at your job.
Yeah.
Right. If your path is, playing sports, right? Well, if some of your friends don't play sports, either you're going to do what their life is having them do,
Mhm.
or you're going to do what your life is telling you what to do.
Exactly.
And that's a decision you have to make.
Mhm.
And you have to make the better decision.
Yeah.
Because one way or the other is going to lead you to a place.
Mhm.
And that place may not be for you. It may be for someone else. And you wake up and realize, man, I'm in a place where I'm not supposed to be. Well, you should have made better decisions,
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't be in this bad position right now.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
No, that's good, man. We're really excited to see what this season's going to bring. We have a lot of new teams kind of coming out of the woodwork here in Houston.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's the competition has fostered more competition, if that makes sense. Right?
Yes.
There's more people that are saying, hey, you know what? I can do this too. And they're putting their stuff together.
Mhm.
I know Elite Dynasty, that team, they came, I remember them from a couple of tournaments ago,
Mhm.
and they didn't do that great. And
Yeah.
then this past HTPS that we hosted here, the 3-man, I think they got like second or third place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they've been another team that's kind of been around and doing stuff, and they're looking good.
Mhm.
We have Houston Homicide that's going to be coming out of Splat.
Mhm.
That's a fairly new team with a couple of old guys.
Yeah.
Right. Some not old guys, but like veterans of the sport.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Veterans,
Shay from
like
FSU.
Shay from FSU, and you got Cash, who
Was
like a coach for Child's Play, right?
yeah, coach for Child's Play.
Child's Play was one of the so when I was doing a lot of my market research for what we were doing here, one of the videos that came up was a video of Cash and Child's Play and they were showing off or showcasing young kids playing tournament paintball.
Mhm.
I mean, these kids were 14, 15, 16 years old, like beating up on these older guys.
Yeah.
And they were, Child's Play was the name of the team.
Yeah,
team.
Jake Bradfield was from that team.
And Luengas, right?
Yeah, Luengas.
Jordan Luengas.
Mhm.
Yeah, a couple of those guys are all from those.
And now-
Jesse Bueno,
Mhm.
he played on that team. He worked here for a little bit, but yeah. So that's exciting to see those guys come out. We've got my team, which is Houston Rampage.
Mhm.
We'll see. I'm just a player on that team, and we'll see how that all plays out
there you
for
go.
the season. Who else? We got Deadly Defiance. Can't forget Richie's team.
No, it's Cliff's team. I'm just
Cliff's. Okay.
Cliff and Tim
I'm just
and
the coach.
yeah, I'm just the coach. Like
Hey,
I don't take any credit for that. I'm the coach. I'm there to help them improve all that, skills, agility, stuff. Like
Well,
teamwork.
they're of all the people that I've seen since we opened up our outdoor field,
Mhm.
Cliff and Tim and those guys, that group of guys, they came out more often than not, and they were out here running drills with Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, the owner of HTPS. So he's still doing HTPS, right?
Yeah, so he's still on it. Yeah.
We'll be hosting the first HTPS 3-man Division 5 rookie division
Mhm.
here on February 18th.
Yeah.
So if you got 2 guys, you want to try out some paintball
Mhm.
tournament wise, right? Like we do have a rookie division that we'll be having. So
You said 3-man.
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 That's gonna be good.
You should try it.
You should jump in, dude.
Yeah, we'll give you 2 days.
Hey, I'll jump in there with you, bro.
That's what we're learning to do, right?
I gotta go see family. I'll be out of town.
great.
No, but you'll be back.
Yeah.
No.
I'll be going for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll be
Well, the
back.
next one.
I'll be back the beginning of March.
There's another one soon too. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
No, we'll get AB in the mix.
Or like I think the best thing to do is to learn it, is to do it. Because like paintball is something like either gets the hooks in you or you just don't like it. There's no in between.
No, I like paintball,
Yeah.
and my boy Jay Bird, he's been on me about getting
Yeah.
in the team, and I just have some. I have to put some things in order first.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Just the way I am as an athlete, I got to have things in order in order
Gotcha.
for me to be effective.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta play it. Have you played it once?
Yeah.
Like
Like actually play it?
You remember? We're gonna say no. We're gonna say no.
So that's the issue, right? Because when I first played, it was like 1995. That's when I first played. It was my brother's friend's birthday, and my mom forced him to take me or something like that because and I didn't really want to go either. But my mom wanted to go out, so he's like, "You just go with your brother. I'll pay for you to play, whatever." So I played. And I just fell in love. Like, it's either it gets your hooks into you or you don't. That's it.
Well, tell him he did survival games of Texas for his very first paintball experience, right?
That doesn't count.
Okay. So.
Yeah, but he's played twice, I would say, speedball.
Speedball?
The first time.
I don't have the technique. I'm down to play it. I don't have the skill. And see, that's what
Is that why you don't like it?
No. I like paintball.
Okay.
But I don't like the fact that, like, if I can't shoot from my left.
That takes practice, though.
Okay, so if I get out there and I'm not able to shoot from my left, I'm not going to have a good experience.
But it's not. So you're all about winning, though. It's not. You're not enjoying it. That's a difference.
I'm not even about winning. I'm about being effective.
But you're not enjoying the game, though. That's the two different things.
Because how can you enjoy a game when you don't have the proper skill and technique?
But so it's like playing Call of Duty, like, or any game. Like when you first play, you got to start enjoying it first. Then you want to get good at it, right?
Yeah, like
it's different for me.
Yeah,
it's different. Like with me, you have to have certain skills in order to enjoy you playing.
Gotcha.
Because if you go out there and one of my young athletes right now, he's extremely good in basketball, right? And I've seen some of his tape, him playing other players.
Yeah,
and the way he plays versus the way everyone else plays, I'm wondering, like, I wonder how their confidence is when they see him play against them. Cause it's like,
well, that's different. That's different.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. To me, I'm like, okay, well, if I have the proper skills, right? First, right? By practicing and training, then on the field, winning will come naturally to me because I have all what it takes to win. I have the DNA to win.
Gotcha.
But if I don't have the skill set to go out there and perform and be productive, it's like, I'm wasting my time.
Oh, I got you.
And that's where I kind of stop at, Okay.
So you automatically, because you want to have that natural skill, technically.
Well, I mean, there's no such thing as a natural skill. You have to improve the skill you have naturally by practicing it. And I haven't put that time in to, like, I've seen Jay Bird, some of the camps he's thrown, summer camps, he's had plenty of groups of young boys and girls come in here, and within 1 week, it's like night and day, man. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't went through that type of skill training yet.
Gotcha.
But I'm with a good coach.
Take one of my courses.
Okay. I'm with a good coach, and you, a great coach and a great place. This is the place to learn how to play paintball, because coming here, like Jay Bird said, got the outdoor field, then had the indoor field. Yeah. Now you just need players to want to come in. Yeah. Right? You don't have to think about it anymore. You have everything, which you have the perfect training, entertainment facility to harness paintball athletes. Yeah. Right. You don't have to be outside all day. Right. You can come in the indoor. Right. And and just relax and practice on those skills. Right. You can do it outside too, but the beauty of having an indoor and outdoor, just like in the NFL, right? We practice outside, we practice inside, because depending on who we're playing, it may be indoor, maybe outdoor. Yeah. So you have to know what it's like both places, right? So just that overall 360 effect is what a lot of players are missing.
Well, and I think so with the indoor, what we really focus on is the reball, right? And it's you're able to kind of get the fundamentals down on the skill set that you need without having to shoot paint, which obviously gets expensive, depending on, what you're working with. But there's no substitution to playing on a full size field. Like you really have to get out there, dial those shots in. Like you're off the break shooting, for example, something that you have to really dial in, and you can't do that on an indoor field because we're not the same. Yeah. It's not the same distance.
There's no wind.
Velocity. Yeah. There's no wind, like all those other factors that play into it. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely.
But I think you should jump in though, dude. Like I think with Richie,
I don't have a gun.
Hey, you're talking to a bunch of players that have extra gear. Like I don't even play anymore, and I still got guns.
But see, another thing, right? The paint, right? It can get expensive.
That's true.
That's coming out of someone's pocket,
Yeah.
right? And I am not the type of player or man to waste people's money when I do not have the skill to say, all right, well, bet. Let me give me some paint.
Okay,
I'll show you what I can do.
look at that a different aspect. Okay, let's take out the tournament play. Let's take out the airball play. Have you played woods ball? Like, other than survival games, have you played at a place where you just had fun? You just forgot what you're there for?
I was getting lit up.
Okay.
Didn't you go to TXR with us that day and we did the outdoor?
Yeah. In the woodlands.
And no.
It's in Cyprus. TXR.
We went to TXR.
It was some place that was.
Do you remember I let you borrow the headband and then you like took off your mask and then we lost the headband?
Yeah, you got on me about that. Yeah,
No, that was like one of my favorite headbands.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh man, we went and go look for it.
Mm-hmm.
We went to TXR for a Sunday fun day once, and he went out, and you used a pretty good gun. You used my gun actually.
I think I used your gun.
Well, the question is, did you have fun? Did you laugh with your friends?
Did I laugh at my friends?
No, with your friends. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. I had fun.
So that's what paintball originally is. Like, the competitive side is a different thing. Like, if you enjoy paintball from its roots and then you bring that into the tournaments, and then when you have that drive to win tournaments, that's two different things.
Yeah.
Like, what I say is you should enjoy paintball first before you go into competitive stuff.
I like paintball, but I know where I'm lacking the skill.
Yeah.
So that's what's just like, all right, I need to have that certain skill
Mm-hmm.
in order to be, because me, like I said, I got drafted, right? So I have high expectations of myself.
Gotcha.
So even though I've never played paintball,
Mhm.
I still believe I can be elite.
Yeah.
Right. But I know I don't have those necessary skills. Like, you just can't go into college playing ball
Mhm.
and expect to be effective. You have had to train your butt off
Mhm.
in junior high and high school.
Mhm.
Right. And even like myself, I ran track.
Yeah.
I was able to get fast in the track season
Mhm.
and apply that speed to football.
Yeah.
Right. And then put on some muscle, be able to catch. And it was like a match made in heaven.
Gotcha.
Right. So I was able to have certain skills to be effective.
Mhm.
That's why I enjoyed, running track and playing ball. You know what I mean?
But I think that comes down to on the people too, because my cousin was I would say naturally talented in paintball, but then he got driven so much to be good and win all the time. He hates the sport now. He doesn't want to do anything with it, but he has trophies from not ever playing paintball to his first season, second season, third season, winning almost every tournament.
You say he doesn't like to play now?
No, because his mom was like, one of those moms, like, if you do something, you do it 100%. 120%, like, as much as like you nonstop practice every weekend, practice every week. We built a course in our backyard for him, everything.
So he was like burnt out a little bit.
Burnt out completely. It's like every week, what it was is, we own a convenience store in Beaumont. In the back of that Beaumont is where our house is. And then we built a field, like a small field, about a third of this size. And we'll just practice snap shooting every night after work or after school. We'll practice, all the gun skills. And then on the weekends, we'll drive to Houston and play at different fields to practice scrimmage and all that stuff. So that's why he was so good, because there was nonstop paintball.
Mm-hmm.
And now he hates it because that's all he did.
So he did. Yeah. Same thing with young.
Do you think he got burnt out? Like, do you think he'll come back to it or no?
He'll play for fun. Like,
Okay.
If you ask him to come out and play for fun, but if you ask him like join a team, don't even ask him.
No. He'll just laugh at you.
Once in a blue moon to play for fun. Yeah. But if you ever ask him like join a team or do this, don't even ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much.
Mhm.
See, that's young athletes.
Mhm.
Well, that's new to me because, but young athletes, playing sports, they get burnt out because high demand with too much competition
Mhm.
and too much practice.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And not being able to balance the two,
Mhm.
because this is your life, right? You have to know how to manage the life that you're living. Right.
Mhm.
And if you're playing nonstop,
Yeah.
and then as soon as you get done playing, you got to go practice nonstop,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get burnt out because it's like, it becomes boring.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
nothing to look forward to because you're always in it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not knowing how to balance the two
Mhm.
is what makes players want to stay with the sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you definitely have to have a balance. I feel like our own teammates, they came out. So our team, Houston Rampage, is basically another team that came from another field, and they came over to our field, and they didn't stop. Right.
Mhm.
They came off a World Cup, and then almost immediately after World Cup, they were over here and already practicing and already continuing to go to work.
Mm.
And a couple of the guys just texted the group like, hey man, we were like, where did everybody go?
Yeah.
Because they didn't know my show. And they're like, I just need to take a break. I'm burnt out. That's and that. And I was like, absolutely. I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's different. I didn't play last season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm chomping at the bit to get back after it.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, they spent a whole season getting ready for the different NXLs, the events that they ended up playing, World Cup, and then,
Mm-hmm.
now they're they need to take a break. I think it's important for all of us to do that with anything. You have to step away from what you're doing and recharge your batteries,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with, the sports that I'm, familiar with, football, in your off season, right? In high school, you play like 8 games, right? And then you're done, right? And then you go off into another sport, right? It's completely, your mind has to completely switch. Right. And when you make it all the way into the, National Football League, you play, 16 games. If you go to the playoffs, you have to play like 20 games for the year. Right. And then after, like, Super Bowl is about to come, right? So after, I guess it's February 10th or 11th, I think it's 11th, but,
13
or something, February something, right? After that, they're going to be off for some months to, refresh because you have to put so much like mental, you have to invest your whole life,
your whole energy,
your mind, your body, your spirit, your attitude, your decision making. You can't do this. You got to go to sleep on purpose so you can wake up tomorrow and go practice so you can be ready in tip top shape for the game coming this weekend. And then if you win or lose, no matter what, you have to, if you lose, you have to get out of that slump just to come back at practice next week and play again for the upcoming tournament. But if you win, you're like, well, damn, I have to continue on this, this grind so I don't lose my spot.
Exactly.
Right. So it's just a lot of mental toil on the mind. So, being able to balance the two or being able to get a break from it and come back to go to it is what, players really need. But just being too invested into it, like that's with anything, right? If you eat, a certain food all the time, you get burnt out. Right? If you watch your favorite movie too many times, it's not funny anymore.
No, dude. You think?
Oh,
I don't know.
I can watch a few Adam Sandler's movie over and over again.
Adam Sandler, that's your boy, dude?
That's my boy.
How many times can you watch
Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore?
I would say not Happy Gilmore, but I would say more like Don't Mess with the Zohan, Waterboy.
Okay, Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Waterboy I can watch over and over again.
Over and over again.
I used to watch that. Like I could still watch that. Like
Waterboy's funny though. Yeah.
It is
like,
funny. Yeah.
I can watch that once every day.
I don't have a movie like that. I guess
was it? That's some good H2O.
Yeah, some good H2O. The devil.
Paintball is the devil, Bobby. Did y'all ever see the lady? So the mom, right? From that, did y'all ever see that movie called Deliverance?
No.
Dude, that movie is a trip.
I think
it's old.
It's not a scary movie.
It's like a thriller. Yeah, it's a thriller.
I think I've maybe seen it.
It's where the guy's an author.
Oh, that's right.
And he gets into a car accident out like on a snowy road.
I thought it was Misery. Is that movie?
Oh, Misery.
It's called Misery.
Deliverance is another one.
Yeah, different one. Yeah.
That's the one with the guys in the woods, right?
I've never seen Deliverance, but I've seen Misery. So Misery is that other one.
Deliverance. We don't want to talk about that one. We'll talk about Misery, which is equally messed up.
Yeah.
But that one, the guy gets in an accident. A lady rescues him. Right. Turns out he's an author of like romance novel, I guess, or whatever, and he's writing the last book. Right. Well, she finds out that he's the author. She's like obsessed with this author. And then she ends up breaking his ankles. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
To keep him locked in her house so that he has to finish writing the book the way she wants it to end.
I haven't seen it.
It's a trip, dude.
Yeah. I can't watch movies like that.
Yeah.
It was nasty, dude.
Yeah, like I don't watch movies like that.
You know what a 4x4 is, right? Like a piece of wood, 4x4. So she took like a piece.
Okay. I got you.
Put it in between the ankles.
I got you.
And
I got you, brother. I got you.
I'm just trying to paint a picture.
Always painted, brother.
Pretty vivid.
That was a pretty crazy movie. But I don't even know what we talking about that. You said breaking ankles.
No, just we're talking about just how you get burnt out, you know,
Yeah.
and just you got to be able to. Yeah, I would definitely be burnt out on that movie like that. Like, okay, for example, the other night I was and you know me, bro, I don't watch TV, right?
Right.
But I was bored and I was like, man, let me see what's on. I think it's Paramount. Like my boy, he doesn't have regular cable. He just buys all of like the streaming services, right?
Yeah.
And this movie called Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, I've never seen that yet.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Okay, so
I haven't seen it yet.
cut the movie on, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking at it, right? And long story short, I cut off like 6 minutes. I cut it off
Oh yeah.
just because like it was just ridiculous,
Mhm.
man. Like this bear, like it's a couple like in the woods,
Mhm.
and the husband or the dude, the couple, right?
Yeah.
He looks out and he's like, oh, it's a bear.
Mhm.
And the bear's like shaking his tree, like
Yeah.
shaking the tree and shaking the tree and shaking the tree. And his woman is like, let me see. So she looks at it, right?
Mhm.
But as soon as she looks at it, he looks at her.
Yeah.
The bear looks at her.
Yeah,
At her.
Yeah.
So the lady's like, oh my God, you know, he's looking at me. So she gives the binoculars back to the husband. When he looks at it, the bear's gone.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden the bear like just surprised, like popped right up on him, bro. Ripped her leg off and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm not finna watch this.
Well, that movie, and it's a true story, but it's over exaggerated.
Yeah.
See, I guess that's what I was like, bro. I'm not finna watch this
Yeah.
I watched,
over-exaggerated movie, bro. I'm not doing it.
I watched Hill last night.
Hill,
The Hill,
the baseball movie.
the baseball
Oh
movie.
yeah. I started watching it.
Dude, that was the cheesiest movie.
Yeah.
Like they were extra trying, based on a true story. It was like Forrest Gump and Field of Dreams put together.
But it's a true story though.
It's a true story. Yeah, the guy had like you remember Forrest Gump? He had those braces on his legs,
Mhm.
and he could hit a ball or he could hit a stick, a rock with a stick, really good.
Mhm.
And it's the story of him going through life, I guess, and defeating all odds and
Mhm.
having a deteriorating spine. But his dream was to play Major League Baseball.
Mhm.
And he was able to get through the tryouts. He broke his ankle playing a game.
With the bad spine too, all this?
This is all bad spot, all true story.
True story? I mean?
Yeah, so he ended up playing for Minnesota.
I
Did
didn't-
you watch it? You didn't finish it?
I stopped when his dad said no. He started getting the permission slip signed.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like, his dad's too biblical for me.
yeah. It was he was a little extra. Dennis Quaid,
Yeah.
that guy's something else. He's all right. He's a
I don't know who
good-
Dennis Quaid is. I don't think.
Yeah,
He's the
you saw his face. If you saw his face,
Have
you'd
you
be like,
watched Field of Dreams?
no, that's Kevin Costner.
Oh, that's Kevin Costner. No,
Yeah.
what movie is?
He was in that movie with the family. It was like two families that come together, and he was a seaboat captain.
Was
There was like
twin-
six
the
kids
twins?
and 6 kids.
Oh no, that's it.
It's like 12 and counting or
I
something.
forgot.
No.
He was in a baseball movie. So I just can't remember the baseball movie.
Oh, he was in a baseball movie.
He's in a lot of baseball movies.
Oh, he wasn't in Moneyball, right? That was Brad Pitt.
No, that's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but anyway, you'll recognize him if you look him up. You'll know who it is.
Mhm.
He's been around for a while. His brother Randy Quaid was in National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Right?
Independence Day. He was.
Oh,
the dad.
Independence Day.
He was
yeah.
the dad that flew the jet into the spaceship.
Oh yeah, he was like the drunk dad. That
Okay, I remember that part.
Yeah.
But I got to see his face though.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's good, man. I think we're right at about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a good start. But appreciate you guys being a part of this this audio test.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was pretty good. We'll go
Pretty
back and
good.
listen to it and maybe adjust some levels
Mm-hmm.
and work on it. Hopefully by the next one, episode 7, we'll have the video up and running. But I do want to talk about paint.
Paint. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic for us to talk
Okay.
about is in paintball. Hopefully next episode we'll get on.
Okay.
Maybe we can brainstorm, find a somebody
Somebody that knows paint.
that knows paint, that's not biased.
It's hard.
Yeah, I know, because if we bring in like any representative from anywhere, they're going to be
Yeah.
like blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's hard because people are like there's contracts that you know how contracts work.
Yeah, we can't.
I would say bring in a couple of teams, ask a couple of teams,
Yeah,
because that's the only way. Because
yeah.
it's just too much politics in my opinion.
Well, and maybe we don't necessarily have to talk about brands. I think we could talk about what you look for in a paint, like what you expect out of a paint.
Well, I'll be honest, most teams don't know.
I don't think that
They don't know. They think they know, but they don't.
So you need to educate these young players about quality paint.
Because there's high level teams that know what they're looking for, right? Like the pros, and then there's pros that have coordinated paint people. You know, like they have their representatives from the brand to test paint for them.
right.
Lower division teams, like I would say D3 and down, don't know.
Mhm.
They just buy whatever. Oh, that's expensive. I want that one.
Yeah.
So they don't know the lot numbers, what the lot numbers mean,
Mm.
what batch it comes from, what a seam is,
Mhm.
what is a paint test, like when you drop it, how hard should it break, depending
Yeah.
on the weather, how to keep it warm, how to keep it cool. There's
Yeah.
different, like there's so much into paint.
Levels.
Yeah, it's actually like, I think Greg Parley, I know he would be biased because he is with a brand,
Right.
but he's one of the guys that knows paint in and out.
Yeah.
If you can pick his brain about paint,
Yeah. Well, I've had the opportunity to go to the different NXL events and work with Gangster and see a lot of paint and see a lot of the differences in the paint.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the seam is one thing that you can almost off the bat tell, right? Like there's some balls that have a very pronounced seam.
So I don't think he knows.
Hey, we're like,
It's when it meets up and glued.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you think about a paintball, right? It's basically two halves and they basically, it comes together and then it's gel. The fill is put inside of it.
So you're talking about the process of putting the two halves together.
Right.
That process.
Yeah. So like using an example, like one seam can be a perfect round ball, right? Another seam will be like this. And another
Right.
seam will be like this.
Where you can see like somebody like put it together.
Yeah. So how it's glued together. Like, so like I would say less time in the process of making the paint. So it's just not as quality. So like the lower, cheaper paint would have a seam that would be glued, but it would be melted down like this. So the ball won't be a round ball, it'll be a V, and it's like an oval.
Yeah.
The paintballs you have,
Mhm.
I see them perfectly round.
Yeah. You have to actually look at the ball.
You gotta, you gotta like, because you can see, like, you can pull a bag and you can look through the bag and you can move it around inside the bag and, oh, this paint looks good. And you open the bag and you pull out 2 or 3 paintballs and
Yeah. It looks like a football.
they got flat spots or it looks like a football.
Yeah.
Or again, where the two halves meet,
Mhm.
instead of it being seamless, you can see a little bit of a dimple.
Or it's overlapping, or
Yeah.
it's again quality of paint. Like just like anything ever made, like it's a quality thing.
Yeah.
Again, like a lot of teams don't know. They just go, okay, I want to buy that most expensive paintball. Oh, I want to buy the cheap stuff because that's all I can afford today. But they don't know how to look at it. Like sometimes the expensive paintball is the worst paint, and sometimes the cheap paintball is the best paint.
But like you said, you gotta know how
to look at it, test it. So like then when you play tournaments, all that matters. When you play it in like practice, sometimes it doesn't matter. But teams that go to win practice, they want to have the best paintballs.
Yeah.
So who's the brand that would sponsor a high quality tournament in event like the
Right.
ones you talk about that being
Right now, I think all manufacturers are.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much money they're putting behind it. So, not putting out their business out there, but most people put more money into the beginning of the season where they sponsor a lot of teams to shoot that paint.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference between brands right now.
Yeah, because once you're locked in for, like once you're using it for the season, then a lot of times people don't change because you want to keep
the contract.
X factors.
Yeah. So if you are sponsored by certain brands, you have to shoot that brand unless you have no choice to go out of a field that doesn't offer that brand. Or sometimes they tell you not to go to that field because it doesn't have that brand.
Yeah.
So it's politics, but it's not politics for divisional teams. But when it comes to pros, there's certain things they have to follow.
That matters.
Yeah.
Quality
Yeah, I was
paint,
just talking to
paintballs matter.
Yeah.
I can only imagine wanting to win a game and your balls don't act right.
Yeah, dude.
No doubt.
Given back in the day, like I wasn't like a pro division player back in the day, but even pros are winning with paint flying everywhere. They would call it spray and spray.
Right.
So you
Pray and spray.
So you just spray and you pray to hit somebody.
Spray and pray. I guess you say that. Yeah.
Spray.
Well, so we had a last season in August. We'll go, this real quick, but we had a tournament in August. It was super hot. I mean, it was blazing hot, dude. Like melting cleats on the turf, 120, 130 degrees on the turf, hot. And I remember
smoking.
Cleats melting.
Oh yeah. And this paint that we had, there was a guy coming down the tape wide open, and one of my teammates comes out
coming down the tape.
So the tape is like the
running down the line,
sides,
like straight side.
like the long side of the field, right?
Okay.
You have the snake side and the Dorito side. So you have the tape is like that, the edge, right?
Okay.
So he's coming down that line, and my guy's in the back corner comes out. The guy's shooting across field, right? My teammate is sitting there, boom, 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 like blowing him up, trying to shoot him.
Like get a bullseye, like straight
Dead on,
Dead on, dude. It was just a straight shot. All you had to do was hit him.
All you had to do
was hit him. He couldn't hit him to save his life because the paintballs were literally like
Okay, was that ball or was that gun?
That was the paint.
That was the paint. So here's the thing: paint management, though. That also comes down to team knowing the knowledge how to manage that paint. So if it's hot, what I would do is I would run my AC in my car all day, keep the paint inside the car. So you keep it cool. If your car put it at like 75, 60, that paint stays cool in 100-degree weather.
Yeah, I mean, we had a cooler and all that, but
even that didn't help. You have to keep it in the car with the AC. You're wasting gas, but that's how you keep the paint cool. So you always have that paint that's brittle in the summertime. In the wintertime, you keep your car with the heat on, and you keep it in the car with whatever it's 70 or 80.
Yeah.
And it stays.
So the heat basically starts to melt,
deform the ball, yeah.
Deform the ball.
Because the paintball is actually a gelatin.
Okay.
So just think of like hardened jello. That's what the shell is made of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the different formulas make it more or less brittle. You know, you can have a harder ball.
So the paint actually inside of this capsule
is food, vegetable oil and food coloring and some.
And that's standard across the board.
So it's just different mixtures of each chemical.
Yeah, different formulas.
Yeah, but it's technically the same because it's paintball is actually food grade. You can actually eat it.
Yeah,
it's considered food because it's vegetable oil, gelatin.
Not vegan though.
Yeah, not vegan.
It's not vegan.
Because gelatin is bone, right?
Yeah, made from the hoof.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, with that we can definitely dive into the world of paint next episode because you know paint is important. I mean, it's without it we wouldn't play paintball, right? And I think a lot of times
reason to play.
I think a lot of times it's just the amount of paint that people shoot too. Like I feel like that's something we should address. You and I kind of talked about that the other day.
The cost of playing?
Well, just the cost of playing, but the amount of paint that sometimes people shoot, I feel like sometimes it's just a little extra.
Yeah, well, that's a game of paintball though. If you're controlling a gap, you have no choice.
Yeah. Sam.
So
I got you.
Don't let the gap exist.
Yeah. Well, you're shutting down the road. Like you're putting a line there where nobody can get through it. And that's controlling the gap.
So you can imagine shooting a gap for
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
What if instead of, laying down fire on the gap, what if you could maneuver in place to...
So the speed, no matter how, like the speed of the paintball is still...
No, you maneuver instead of like, if let's in like just in the fantasy world, if everybody like ran like a 4-3. 40.
So you still got to control that gap because if I give you that 1/10 of a second to move, you can make that move and I'm going to miss you.
Or if I could run you down, like run up on you, you know what I mean?
Still.
No.
So like one of the fastest players in the game, Alex Goldman, the only way to stop him is to keep that gap.
Because he's so fast.
He's so fast.
That's what I'm saying. If everybody's fast, somebody's in trouble. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to take my knowledge of the sport I play and apply it to the sport y'all play. But like, I guess there has to be a way to, there has to be another way to not shoot as many balls, right? Because like, there just has to be a way.
I'm not sure how, because again, controlling the player from getting to a spot, the only way you can do is you have to be quick enough with your aim to adjust for him to make that dive. Because the gap, say from here to there, how fast can you get the gun up to hit him, that one ball to hit him before he gets here? That's the difference. So with the gap.
And that one ball has to be on point too. Yeah. You can get that one ball coming out, that's one squirrely ball, flies in the opposite direction and you miss your shot.
Exactly.
So I see where that is. I think for me, it's just, I would like to see more aggressive playing.
True.
Like more, less reliant on holding those lanes, for example, and then more on getting, making the move and being sneaky and kind of getting up the field and finding the angles.
I guess that's what I'm saying.
So the downside is most smart teams will let them run into the guns because they know you're going to make that move. So I would just wait for you to get there and I'll put that paint right where you're diving. So that would be the answer, but that's not always the answer because the guy can be faster or your gun might not shoot in time when you pull the trigger because many factors. It's paintball, so nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like with football, when football introduced the world to this West Coast offense, going 5 wide receivers, it was blowing everybody away until they start putting a nickel back out there and an extra DB out there to compensate for the extra receivers out there, right? So I feel like for every problem, there is an answer, right? It's just not always going to be, you just got to keep, firing down. Yeah. But then again, I'm ignorant of that because I've never actually.
So the difference of football and baseball is one ball to keep track of, right? So once it leaves the quarterback's hand, you kind of know where to send a guy.
Okay.
With paintball, it's 5 guys moving. So it's not just one guy you have to keep a focus on.
Okay.
So if there's one guy making that move, then we can shoot less paint, but it's 5 guys at once. So if we turn 2 guys to shoot this guy, now we leave an extra guy open here to make another move. So if so controlling the gap is controlling more than one guy. It's controlling the 2 to 3 guys.
Spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the difference. Like I said, like with football is one ball to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But then again, you got 5 receivers that you got to watch too.
Yeah. You got to be fast enough to keep up with him. But once the ball leaves the hand,
everybody knows.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like that ball's going to switch directions midair.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the big difference.
For sure.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank our sponsors for the show. We have Re-Up Athletics, reskill, upskill your athletics. Come out and get a free assessment with Mr. AB here.
You can come get a test for your speed, for your flexibility, for your stabilization, for your just basically call it prehab, right? Because I hate to have to rehab you after an injury, but it's like that. But we like to prehab, prevent injury. That's what I'm all about, prevention, right? And then we can build from there.
And then also, of course, Splat Zone Indoor Paintball. Your paintball field here. We have our pro field outside, full size regulation NXL field. We have our indoor field for 50 cal. So if you want to bring a friend, try out some paintball, somebody that may be a little intimidated by full speed paintball, maybe they're not ready to jump into a tournament, but they do want to just try it out. Bring them out. We have that 50 cal, that low impact paintball. We also have the jelly ball. The jelly ball for the kids, or for the kids, the adults that don't want to play.
Don't want that real action.
But we do have the jelly ball. It's a lot of fun, and then just overall, we have training facility here for paintball. So if you guys want to do private lessons, we offer those. Birthday parties, corporate events, all that fun stuff. Even just a guys' night out. Come out, hang out, drink some beer.
Yeah, Thursday nights is coming soon.
That's right. Thursday nights, we're going to be working on. We're still wrapping up a couple of the details, but we are working on doing a 1v1 type situation, maybe even a 3v3 little mini league.
I like that 3 versus 3. I like that.
I think
it's going to be extremely competitive.
I think so too. And I think it's, one of the things that Richie and I are kind of focusing on this is we're focusing on the skill. So we're taking the gun or the marker aspect out of it, right? So you can't just bomb somebody with 10.5 balls a second and just hold them in place. You're going to have to maneuver and shoot, right?
And it's all using the same marker, so technically there is no advantage if you're using this gun and that gun over the other.
Would it be like NASCAR?
Technically, NASCAR has their own engineers and they change here and there. So
really,
yeah.
I thought, or is it stock car racing?
Stock cars still has their own little advantage. Like you're within a guideline. With this, you have a gun in your hand, so you have no changing of this or that.
Right.
And
Right.
it should be all the same velocity, same type of gun, same trigger, same barrel, same hopper.
Same hopper. Yeah.
The only difference maybe will allow tanks. We don't know yet because some people have longer arms.
Yeah. I think that the tanks might be a thing. We have bigger tanks too that we can use. We just need to make sure to have enough for the guys, but it's going to be, everything's going to be included. I think like the paint, or we were going to do,
I think it's 1,000 rounds at $45 a person.
Right. Right. So again, don't hold us to it just yet, but we're pretty close to hammering it out. I think we just want to make sure that when we do roll it out, that it's good for everybody, and
it's good.
It's going to be fun, right? Yeah. We want it to be open to all levels of play. We have amateurs and pros alike joining, hand in hand, walking down.
Even if you never played before, it's still a fun thing.
Yeah. 100%.
I've seen young players, young players balling, right? And that's pretty dope right there. You know, having young boys invest quality time in a quality sport and be good at it at a young age. That's what you want, man.
100%. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Again, hopefully next season or next episode, we'll have the camera going. You guys can see our handsome faces and.
Well, not my face. I'm gonna hide.
No, yeah, we're gonna hide. We're gonna put Richie in a Dead Mouse 5 helmet, or look like Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Or we can just all wear paintball masks and be done with it. But all right, well, thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget, play paintball.